In the heart of Europe, a new power emerged from the remnants of the Roman world. The Carolingian Empire, named after its most illustrious ruler, Charlemagne, left an indelible mark on the course of history. Rising in the 8th century, this Frankish dynasty forged a realm stretching from the Pyrenees to the Elbe River. For a brief shining moment, it seemed as if the glory of Rome had been reborn in the West. The Carolingian Empire was more than just a political entity. It was a cultural force that shaped the very fabric of medieval Europe. Under Charlemagne's patronage, a renaissance of learning and art flourished, laying the groundwork for the later cultural blossoming of the High Middle Ages. This period of unity and stability, however, was not to last. The seeds of the empire's decline were sown even as it reached its zenith. Internal divisions and external threats would ultimately tear apart the Carolingian realm, leaving behind a legacy of fragmentation and conflict. Yet the impact of this short-lived empire would continue to resonate long after its demise, shaping the political and cultural landscape of Europe for centuries to come. The story of the Carolingian Empire begins not with an emperor but with a warrior, Charles Martel the Hammer. In 732 AD, at the Battle of Tours, Martel's Frankish forces decisively defeated a Muslim army that had swept north from Spain. This victory earned Martel a place in history as the savior of Christendom and cemented the Frankish dominance in Western Europe. Martel's grandson, Pepin the Short, further consolidated Carolingian power. In 751 AD, with the blessing of the Pope, Pepin deposed the last Merovingian king and assumed the Frankish throne for himself, establishing the Carolingian dynasty. Pepin's son, the legendary Charlemagne, would inherit this legacy and expand it beyond anything previously imagined. Charlemagne's reign, beginning in 768 AD, marked the zenith of Carolingian power. Through relentless military campaigns, he expanded his realm eastward, conquering the Saxons, Bavarians, and Avars. In 800 AD, Pope Leo III crowned Charlemagne Emperor of the Romans, a title not held in the West for over 3 centuries. This momentous event marked the birth of a new empire in Western Europe, one that would strive to emulate the grandeur of its Roman predecessor. Charlemagne's ambition extended far beyond military conquest. He envisioned a unified Christian empire bound by common laws, a shared faith, and a revitalized intellectual life. To achieve this vision, Charlemagne implemented sweeping reforms in administration, education, and religion. He standardized weights and measures, codified laws, and established schools throughout his realm. One of Charlemagne's most enduring legacies was his patronage of scholarship and the arts. Under his rule, a cultural revival known as the Carolingian Renaissance flourished. Monasteries became centers of learning, preserving ancient texts and fostering intellectual inquiry. Scholars and artists flocked to Charlemagne's court, drawn by his patronage and the promise of a renewed cultural golden age. Charlemagne's empire, however, was a realm built on conquest and held together by the force of his personality. Maintaining such a vast and diverse realm proved to be a daunting task. Even for a ruler as capable as Charlemagne, the seeds of future conflict were sown in the very fabric of the empire's structure, waiting to sprout after the great emperor's death. When Charlemagne died in 814 AD, his vast empire passed to his son, Louis the Pious. Despite his piety, Louis lacked his father's political acumen and military prowess. Internal strife erupted as Louis's sons, eager for power, challenged their father's authority. The empire was plunged into a series of civil wars, weakening its defenses and undermining its unity. In 843 AD, the Treaty of Verdun formally divided the Carolingian Empire among Louis's 3 surviving sons. This division proved to be a fatal blow, marking the beginning of the empire's irreversible decline. The once unified realm was fragmented into 3 separate kingdoms, each pursuing its own interests and often at odds with one another. The weakening of central authority left the Carolingian kingdoms vulnerable to external threats. Viking raiders from Scandinavia, taking advantage of the empire's fragmentation, launched increasingly bold raids along the coasts and rivers of Western Europe. These raids, coupled with internal instability and dynastic disputes, further eroded the Carolingians' power and prestige.